welcome to County Lines, where your life and county government meet. This series is all about explaining the ins and outs of North Carolina county government. Each episode in this series will focus on a different facet of county government and give a behind-the-scenes look at the work done daily that impacts every North Carolinian. We are all too familiar with emergencies, whether it's a natural disaster we've experienced ourselves or news coverage of a catastrophe on TV. However, we might be less familiar with the people on the front lines who are ensuring our safety. In this episode, we will learn about emergency management and the people responsible for these duties. For most people, emergencies bring about thoughts of natural disasters like hurricanes, mudslides, and tornadoes. But emergencies are much more than just this common list. North Carolina General Statute defines emergencies as any occurrence or imminent threat of widespread severe damage, injury, or loss of life or property. In these scenarios, it is people at the local level who are responsible for all areas of emergency management. We caught up with Randolph County's Emergency Management Department to learn how emergencies are managed at the local level and meet the county staff on the front lines.
My name is Christy McCorkadale. I am Randolph County's Emergency Management Coordinator. I have been in this position for 3 years now. It is myself and one other employee, our Captain Evan Grady. We are responsible for preparedness, planning, mitigation, response, and recovery for any type of incident that occurs in the county, big or small.
Understanding the 4 phases of emergency management is critical to understanding what counties really do. Mitigation is the first step, and it's about taking action to prevent or reduce the cause, impact, and consequences of emergencies, like laying out sandbags to prevent flooding or closing roads to protect drivers. Preparedness refers to proactively developing a response plan and training to save lives and reduce disaster damage. One example of this is the NCACC's 100 Counties Prepared training that equips elected leaders with the tools needed to lead during emergencies. Response occurs immediately after an emergency and refers to providing emergency aid and assistance, like search and rescue and distributing food and water. Recovery is the last step, and it is about returning the community back to normal. These 4 critical steps are all managed by counties and are supported by you. We learned in episode 2 on county finance that these essential services are paid for partly by residents' tax dollars.
Emergency services is a county-operated basis here in Randolph County, so there are a lot of county dollars from our taxpayers, from the property tax, and from our sales tax. That's where the bulk of our money comes from to run what we run. Emergency management, however, is about 50-50 with county funds and grants. We have to apply for a lot of grants every year in order to fund our programs, our physical assets, our mechanical assets, also our salary.
Additionally, counties work closely with North Carolina's Department of Public Safety to ensure counties have what they need to respond to emergencies.
So we like to say that we can get you anything from a pen to a person. Once we contact the state, we give them full details of what we need, and we have to be very specific. If that particular asset is available, depending on what it is or how big the incident or the event is around the state, they will send that resource to us. And it could be an hour, it could be days before we get it. But once we have completely exhausted our resources here locally, we can go to the state and ask for more resources.
Emergency management requires effective communication between county commissioners, residents, businesses, individuals, and organizations. And as you can imagine, relationships are key.
Communication, that's our biggest thing. Relationships. We are nothing without our relationships with the community, the industry, the business people, the stakeholders throughout our county. We want to know our community. We want to know where the large industries are so that we know where those hazards are. We are currently running a commodity flow study for hazardous materials, so we know what's coming through our county, not necessarily what's just in it, but we want to know what's coming through it. We want to be able to get the right information to the community in a timely manner and make sure that they know how to be prepared for any type of incident. It's important that our commissioners, whether they're new or experienced, that they know what emergency management is. They have responsibilities just as much as I do in the emergency management field. And I want to know, for ours in particular, I want to know what I can expect from them, and I want them to know what they can expect from me. I want them to know that they can talk to their communities, but it's important that we all talk with one voice and that we're all saying the same thing. It's important that they're not out there giving their constituents certain information and then myself or our PIO is on the TV giving them information that might be contradictory to what the commissioners have given them. It's important to have that one voice.
Emergency management is a complex process that requires collaboration among many county staff and departments at the state and local level to ensure resident safety.
So we're going to go into our 911 communications room. We have 12 positions here. This is our primary center. We do have a backup center in the heart of Asheboro. This particular center has 12 positions. We run approximately 7 to 8 telecommunicators during prime time, which is noon to midnight. 2023 is actually our 30th year anniversary for 911 in Randolph County. We actually took our very first 911 call in 1993 on St. Patrick's Day. So this coming month we'll celebrate the 30 years. This particular building we've been in since 2017, and our Commissioner Darryl Fry actually took our very first initial call in 1993 and then took our very first initial call here in this building. Our call volume is right at about 96,000 calls a year. This particular center runs dispatches for all of Randolph County, which is approximately 802 square miles. The downstairs of our building at headquarters is our EMS base. We call it Base 4 or Asheboro base. Our largest building in the county as far as emergency services is concerned. We have 5 drive-through bays here. We typically house 2 ambulances in this particular building that are active 24/7.
Emergencies are chaotic, but our counties work to be prepared for anything. You can trust that our county commissioners and emergency management staff are working hard to protect our communities and keep you informed no matter the situation. Thank you for watching County Lines, and stay tuned for the next episodes to learn about parks and recreation, elections administration, social services, and many other topics.
We do have a Comfort Canine here that is our therapy dog. He is owned by our EMS supervisor, and his name is Beans, and he might be in his office. We can see if he's there. Shake, good boy.